Welcome once again. It's Relationships at Work, the leadership podcast helping you build workplace connection, improve culture, and avoid blind spots. I'm your host, Russell Lolliker, a communications and leadership expert, a couple of decades of experience in both those areas, whole heap of curiosity too, just like yourself, on how we can make the workplace a better place. It's mini episode time, just a quick valuable bit of information to help your mindset for the week ahead. These are little nudges, little reminders. You may already know this information, but you haven't thought about it in a while, or it wasn't in the right headspace for it. So you're taking a moment, you're prioritizing your own learning, because that's what you're doing right now, prioritizing your learning. And I hope this pushes the right buttons to make you think, consider, maybe take a step, take an action or two as a developing leader, because technically we all are always developing leaders. What am I talking about today? Well, it's about spotting bad leaders. And it's not as easy as you think, because they can hide right there in plain sight. So today we're going to talk about how you can recognize that. We don't often think of leadership as camouflage. Yet, some of the most damaging leaders are the ones we least expect. The ones praised on stage, applauded in boardrooms, and celebrated on LinkedIn feeds. They hide right there in plain sight. These aren't the obnoxious tyrants or micromanagers whose reputations precede them. No. These are the leaders who win internal Leader of the Year awards, who keynote conferences, who post a carousel of leadership tips and platitudes online. They appear thoughtful. They appear generous, inspiring even. And in public, you know what? They might be. Outside of their teams, outside of their direct reports, they might be. But behind closed doors, the story can be very, very different. Their leadership is performative. Awards and recognition often celebrate outcomes, not the human cost of achieving them. A leader who drives results at the expense of their people, burnout, silenced voices, toxic culture, they may still be rewarded because the numbers, they look so good. Delivery gets the spotlight, but leadership is about so much more than delivery. We know this. The journey is as important as the destination. Both important, but we can never forget the journey. On social media, the performance continues. Scroll LinkedIn, and you'll find countless leaders sharing insight after insight, curated and polished to look just right, using a little AI to massage those words. But just because someone can articulate a lesson doesn't mean they live it. Storytelling is not the same thing as leadership. It's easy to post about empathy, respect, and inclusion. It's much harder to consistently demonstrate those values when nobody's watching. The real problem is when we as leaders only accept the surface story and don't dig deeper. When we reward the visible face of leadership without asking what's underneath. We not only allow bad leaders to thrive, we give them more power. We are perpetuating a bad leadership culture. Good leaders need to be wary of equating recognition with integrity. They need to recognize that a compelling keynote, a quarterly award, or a popular LinkedIn post may be part of the story, but it's not the whole story. Because here's the truth. Bad leaders who hide in plain sight are often the most dangerous. You never expect it of them. They shape culture while sidestepping accountability. Their reputations protect them from scrutiny. And they create ripple effects that damage trust, engagement, and well-being across organizations. And sadly, they keep getting rewarded. So from the outside looking in, you're like, but look at their career path. They're making more money. They're getting more opportunities. It doesn't mean they're a good leader. It means they're a good deliverer. But what kind of damage are they leaving in their wake? Now, I should stress, this isn't about cynicism or assuming every recognized leader is secretly toxic. That is absolutely, of course, not the case. It's about discernment. Leadership isn't proven in award write-ups or social posts. It's proven in the lived experiences of those being led, the team members. Which brings us to a critical question. How can we as leaders better understand who good and bad leaders are, especially when their public face is masking deeper issues? First, we need to look beyond the performance. Don't take recognition or social presence at face value. If you want to know how effective a leader is, talk to the people on their team. What's the retention rate on their teams? Do employees feel safe, supported, valued? What about their previous teams that they left and went somewhere else from? Leadership is best measured in the day-to-day, not in highlight reels. Also, we can watch for alignment between words and actions. I call this the trust gap, right? What we say versus what we do and how big the chasm is between them. A great leader is consistent. They don't just post about trust, they build it. They don't just talk about listening, they practice it. Pay attention to how a leader shows up in meetings, in decisions, in crises. Do their behaviors match their stories, or is there a gap? That gap, as I mentioned off the top, is where integrity either lives or dies. And last, it's okay. You can challenge the narrative. When someone is consistently rewarded for results without recognition of their people impact, ask some harder questions. How were these results achieved? At what cost? As leaders, we must resist the temptation to accept simple stories of success and instead push for a fuller picture. This also happens with some leaders when their experience with the particular bad leader is, well, they were fine with me, but they can also be fine with you and be bad with their teams. Both stories can be true. So we have to challenge the narrative. We need a fuller picture. We need to normalize evaluating leadership, not just on what was delivered, but on how it was delivered. At the end of the day, the best leaders don't need the stage or the social post to validate them. Their impact is written in the trust they build, the growth they encourage, and the cultures they shape. Because leadership isn't about the story they tell, in person, at meetings, in town halls, or online. It's about the story others live when you lead them. And if we can recognize bad leaders, then we can either help them or we can address the ecosystem, the leadership culture that allows that behavior. And that'll do it. We're done. Yep, that's another Relationships at Work mini episode. We are the Leadership Podcast, helping you build workplace connection, improving culture, and avoiding blind spots. I'm Russell. Thanks so much for joining once again. They're so fast, right? They fly by, these little mini episodes. Thank you. These are just as popular as my guest episodes. So I really, really can't thank you enough for, joining me on this journey, because it's my journey as well. I can't tell you, we're in the mid 300s of episodes now, and my brain, it's so much bigger. I'm sure yours is as well. It's been a journey, and some phenomenal guests have helped me get to some amazing insights that I'm able to carry with me into those that I interact with in the workplace. And I hope that's happening for you as well. If you have any questions, concerns, ideas, hey, reach out to me. I love hearing from you. My email is hello@russelllawliker.com. That's hello@russelllawliker.com. I so look forward to hearing from you. Okay, take care of yourself.